Welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Travis Legleiter. He's with the University of Kentucky, Extension weed scientist there. This is something you deal with every single day is weed control and how to improve weed control in all of our various crops. But one of the things that it's important are adjuvants.
Right. So adjuvants are a part of pretty much every herbicide application. And a lot of times we kind of take for granted adjuvants. We just kind of put them in there and don't even think about why they're in there or what they're doing. But it's a topic that we uh, probably should think about more, think about why we're using the adjuvants or which adjuvants should we be using. Herbicides by themselves, they're intended to obviously kill the weed, right? But the biggest hurdle is actually getting that herbicide to its target or into the plant. And a lot of times that's where adjuvants can help us. And the other thing is sometimes adjuvants, we put a lot of things in the tank and they don't always get along. So adjuvants help those things get along in essence. So adjuvants are not there to help control the weed, but they're there to assist the herbicide be as effective as it can be.
And a lot of times, some of these herbicides are expensive and it takes time to be able to put them out.
Right. So the skipping an adjuvant or using the wrong adjuvant can be the difference between that application working really well and that application not working at all. So adjuvants play a huge role in m many of our applications. Right. Is there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of trade names, and that's the problem is they're not all created equally. So you have different adjuvants for different jobs. So you have water conditioners, you have activator adjuvants, and then you have things like compatibility adjuvants. So each one has a different job that they need to do. And even within the same adjuvant type, we really have to pay attention to what that adjuvant is to know if it's going to work for the herbicide we have. And a lot of times that's referring to the herbicide label to figure out which of those adjuvants we need.
Right, because if it says oil, and I think, oh, well, I can use any oil, but there's
Right.
several. And so our chemistries are getting more sophisticated. And so, kind of along with that, we really need to pay attention to what type of adjuvant to use.
And paying attention to what all is in that adjuvant package. A lot of times, a lot of our adjuvants now have multiple different, or adjuvant, I guess, trade name products have multiple adjuvants in them, which would seem to be nice. You know, hey, I got the complete package. Let's just go for it. But sometimes that can be counterintuitive. Sometimes we just need one of the several parts in there. So that's the other thing we have to pay attention to is what all is in that product that we're putting out. So we have a new publication. It's all about adjuvants, and it's on the Crop Protection Network website. We break it down into all the classes of different adjuvants, why we use those adjuvants, when you should use them, as far as both which herbicides you use them with, as well as when to mix them into the tank, and then understanding all the different aspects of each adjuvant and breaking them down by their class. And so it's a little bit easier to kind of think about when you go to buy that adjuvant or look at that jug, what all am I getting in this jug? And that's the whole purpose behind this publication.
And it's so important because you'll find a lot of different labels and, kind of like with herbicides, it might have the active ingredient, but we really need to pay attention to everything that's in that particular product.
Yes, yeah. Especially now. I mean, herbicides aren't cheap, adjuvants aren't cheap, right? And where the margins are getting thin, so really paying attention to what do I need and how much do I need. So that's another thing this publication covers is how much do we need of certain adjuvants as well.
We've been using the adjuvants in crops for a long time, but even with pastures now, a lot of those products are requiring it, and that's something that we haven't done a lot of.
Any herbicide application, there is a likelihood that it will need an adjuvant with it. Not every single one, but a lot of them do need those adjuvants to help them out. Again, it's just it's assisting that herbicide to maximize its potential and make sure you're getting the full value out of that herbicide.
All right, so an important topic today would encourage people to go and look at this publication. They can find it on the Crop Network.
Yeah, Crop Protection Network is the website. So if you go there, and then you click on publications, and then you can filter it fairly quickly by clicking. There's a filter on the left-hand side, and if you click on weeds, it usually comes right to the top, as it is one of our newest publications, and it'll be right there. And it's a great resource to understand how, when, and why we're using adjuvants.
Thanks for watching and have a great day.